So what you'll do next is you want to distinguish the shapes from each other. You can see them because of the line, but I want to do something inside of one that's going to make it pop out from the others. So let's say I decide I'm going to go with this triangle here. So I've chosen a different color. This is where I get to utilize a different one. And I'm going to put a line in here that follows the side edge of the triangle. I'm pressing hard so I know it's really going to show up. And I'm repeating these lines. So I have a space and then a line, a space and then a line, a space and then a line. So we should know a word for that. And the word, when it repeats and it repeats in order like that, we know that we would call that a pattern. So you're creating a pattern using one of the elements of design. Actually, more than one, you're using two. Because you're using line, but since you're using a certain color and you're repeating that color, those go together to help make that pattern. So what I want to do next is I don't want this shape confused with another one. So when people are looking at it, I want them to see that they're very distinguished from each other. So I'm going to go into another shape, and I'm going to go into another shape and actually do a different type of line. So in this one, maybe I decide, okay, I'm going to do a line that moves up and down like this, slowly going across until it gets to the end of the shape. Then I'm going to leave a space. I'm going to do another line. And this is a wavy line. This one is called a line that sort of moves. And since it moves in this slow, continuous way, I like to think of it as wavy. Last time we talked a little bit about zigzag when we were looking at some of the line samples I showed you. Zigzag, I think, moves a little faster. Because I use the two different colors and the two different line patterns, I can tell the lines apart very well. Now, if I want to repeat this line pattern, I could, but if I do it in a shape that's touching this one, it sort of turns it into one shape almost. The black line's still there, but if I use the same pattern, it seems to fill out the whole space. So instead of saying I made two shapes, people might think I only made one. So I can repeat a line pattern, but if I do, I need to do it in a different place. So I'm going to go to this shape. It doesn't touch the one with the green diagonal lines. It's separate from it, so it's okay to repeat it here, because when I'm done, we're going to look at this together. When I'm done, I still see I have two shapes that have the green lines in them. So now I can make a decision. Do I want to repeat this magenta color and create more wavy lines in a shape? If I do, where would I do that? Should I do it in one that's touching the shape, or should I do it in one that's separate from the shape? Then I can decide what sort of line patterns am I going to put in my other shapes. So you guys will work on this for a little bit, and then we'll talk about adding color with paint.